Okay. Okay, good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock, so we're going to head and get started. On behalf of Rob Martin, I'm Rohan Bansali, and we are going to be your host for the webinar this evening. Thanks for spending some time with us. Just some quick housekeeping. If you have any questions, we have a chat box down below. When I'm speaking, I'm going to do the first half. Rob will be manning the chat box, so please just enter anything in there if you have any questions. And then on the second half, Rob will be talking to you. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them in the chat box. All right, let me go ahead and get our screen shared here, and we'll get started. I'm using my, let's see, hopefully that worked out. I'm using my new laptop here, and I'm still getting the hang of things. No, that is not what I wanted. Okay. There's my screen there.
So while Rohan gets that up and going, my name is Rob Martin, co-hosting it with Rohan. And what we're going to do tonight is kind of go through and explain the business in a somewhat systematic format. It is so many facets to the business and so many great features to it that I think, we try to do it in a real quick fashion, say 40, 45 minutes tops. But if you have any questions, certainly get back to the coach that offered you the business opportunity because truly it is exceptional.
All right. I am not sure why I can't get my screen up here. Let me see if I can. No, that's not going to help. What is that even? Nope, that's not it. That's not it. If I bring that up, now it's doing all sorts of things. Let's see. Can you see that, Rob?
Yep, I got you.
Okay, terrific. I just have to swing it on over. All right, great. We're looking good now?
Perfect.
All right, terrific. Sorry, guys. Little technical difficulties, but that is the joy of a live webinar. You never know what's going to happen. Half the times my kids come crashing through the front door. That may happen too. All right, so if you have any questions afterwards, certainly you can email me directly. There's my email down below, teamfindyourfocus@gmail.com or teamfindyourfocus.com. And this is my Facebook page, Dr. Rohan Bansali. You can just find me on Facebook. Rob can give you his info.
My name is Rob Martin. You can find me at countryclubfitnessgm@gmail.com or firsttfitness.com or just message me via Facebook or text.
Okay, terrific. Okay, so we're going to talk today about the Beachbody coach opportunity, and there's already some clues about what we're going to be talking about here. First, it's about coaching, which means that you spend your time helping other people achieve their desires, reach their own goals, and it's an opportunity. So this is not a guarantee of success. This is something that's a chance for you to make a difference in your life and the lives of others. A little bit about me, we'll go quickly. I've been a customer since 2011. I started with a program called P90, which one of Beachbody's first programs. It is a total of 4 workouts spaced out over 90 days. So for 6 weeks, I did 2 workouts alternating every other day. And for the last 6 weeks, I did another 2 workouts alternating every other day. So you can imagine it got pretty monotonous and boring, but it just goes to show you that if you put your mind to something, you can really get great results. And I had terrific results despite having such a monotonous workout. And I refused to try Shakeology for the first 2 years that I was involved with Beachbody, which is a funny story because now I won't go anywhere without it. You can see a little bit of my before and after pictures there. I became a coach in 2013, about 2 years after I started with Beachbody. My own coach asked me twice to become a coach, and I turned him down. I was too busy. I didn't have enough time. I had no interest. I didn't reach my goals. All the sort of things that most of us, come up with as far as reasons why we can't be involved in the business. It turns out I was wrong about just about all of them, but I couldn't see that for a couple of years. And finally, when I did sign up and become a coach, I did absolutely nothing for about 8 months until a program called P90X3 came out and changed everything for me. Now I am a 2-star diamond coach, which doesn't really mean anything other than the fact that I've become, at least have obtained a little bit of success with the business. More importantly, I'm a father of 2. On the left there, you can see I'm holding my son who's only a few months old. And if you've never seen someone with the metabolic syndrome, which is a pre-diabetic type of condition, that's what they look like. 9 chins, big old gut. very sort of average looking, but very unhealthy. And then on the right there, you can see my two kitties, my son, who's no longer a baby, sitting on my shoulders, and my daughter, who showed up a little later, in my arms. And I have, had a good part of my transformation. And the point there is that that guy on the right holding the two kids is able to run circles around the guy on the left, even though he's quite a bit older. I'm also a full-time cardiologist. Again, doesn't mean anything except for the fact that I work 60 to 80 hours a week. I was on call this last weekend, so I had an 80-plus hour work week, and I still managed to do this business in a good focused hour a day. So, having good time management skills allows you to be able to do this even as a busy professional. Both Rob and I have very busy jobs and lifestyles. I'm a runner on the eve of, or the day after the New York City Marathon. I didn't run this year, but I was never able to run in my entire life until I got involved with Beachbody. In fact, I used to dread that President's Challenge in high school. You have to run a mile, because I couldn't even run a quarter mile around the track. I was so heavy and out of shape. And here I am, and I've run 3 marathons in the last year, including last year's New York City Marathon. And that's something I never could have done except for Beachbody and programs like P90X and PiO. So let's talk a little bit about what Beachbody and Team Beachbody are and what the difference is. So our co-founder and CEO, Carl Deichler, and President John Congdon got together back in 1998. They had a sort of informal back-of-the-napkin type of conversation where they talked about starting a fitness company to help people lose weight. Now, this was already a saturated market. You had things like Tybo and ThighMaster and Ab Roller and all these kind of gizmos and gadgets to help people lose weight. And so Beachbody, was already jumping into a saturated market, but they had a real vision for what they wanted to do. They partnered with some real fitness experts, and in 2000, they came out with P90 or Power 90, which is that program that I did. Very boring, but very effective, and people got some great results with it. But then in 2004, the game changed. They created the program that basically revolutionized home fitness in the United States. It's a program that most people have heard of. It's called P90X or P90 Extreme. It's a 90-day program that really just changed a lot of lives, helped people lose a lot of weight, get in fantastic shape, achieve things they've never done before. What they found is that the people who were starting P90X were struggling, and so they were reaching out to people who had already completed P90X, so-called P90X grads. And what we found was that the people who were reaching out to a mentor, a P90X grad, and who acted as a mentor, were having a much higher chance of success, of completing the program and having incredible results. So we realized that this mentorship relationship was very important. And Beachbody said, well, we better codify this. In 2007, they created Team Beachbody, which is the coaching network. And since then, things have exploded. And you can see there that since 2007, we have just a veritable bevy of new programs. Insanity, which is quite aptly named, came out in 2009. In 2012, a program called Body Beast came out. Now, Body Beast was Beachbody's muscle building, strength development program, really excellent for that. But what we found was that women were getting a way to lift weights. Now, we don't talk a lot about women needing to lift weights, but the truth is it's very, very important. Women need to lift weights because it improves bone density, improves glycemic control, improves lean muscle mass, and it prevents osteoporosis, prevents diabetes. Girls need to lift weights. There's no question about it. The problem is that we still have this bad gym culture, and unfortunately, going into a gym, women are sometimes intimidated to lift weights, particularly if they're lifting heavy weights. It's terrible, but in 2016, we still have this conversation, but that's what it is. So Body Beast gave women an opportunity to basically have a personal trainer. That's Sagi, the guy who does the program. In their own homes. They could lift in the privacy of their own homes and lift heavy weights and develop that good muscle tone, that good bone density, and protect them against all those diseases without having to worry about going to a gym. So, Beachbody really opened up new avenues for women as well as men with these kinds of programs. In 2013, T25 came out and basically busted the last excuse, which is I don't have enough time. T25 is meant to be done in 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week, although one of those days is a double. But really, and it gives you the benefit of working out for the same as a program that goes 45 minutes to an hour by taking advantage of high intensity interval training or HIIT training, 25 minutes a day. Soon thereafter, P90X3 came out, which is a huge program for me. And the original P90, which was so effective, was a very long program. P90X3, every workout is 30 minutes or less, and really produced incredible results. Soon thereafter, 21-Day Fix came out. 21-Day Fix not only presented 30-minute beginner level programs that everyone could do as far as workouts, but also gave a foolproof nutritional program. So you have, run the gamut from high intensity programs to programs for beginners to programs that had nutrition involved with it. P90 came out a couple of months later. It is an updated version of the original Power 90, the one that I did that I told you about. And I put my own mom, who at the time was 70 years old, on that program. She lost 30 pounds and basically reversed her diabetes. And basically, as an older person, developed really great healthy habits and became, very successful using that program. So there's something available for everyone, men, women, old and young, with Beachbody. Great. So we have a company here that we know is, putting out great fitness programs. How do we know that I'm not going to buy these programs and this company is going to disappear and never going to see them again? Sort of like Thigh Master and Tybo. Well, take a look at the Beachbody's revenue since they started Team Beachbody, the coach network. It's been almost asymptotic, their growth curve. And in 2015, they exceeded $1 billion in sales, and they're growing still. Now, while we don't expect that growth curve to keep going at that level, keep in mind that Team Beachbody is only in the United States and Canada. It's not even in all of North America, let alone South America, Central America, Europe, Asia, Africa, places where this kind of thing will continue to grow and expand. So as we grow globally, there'll be much more opportunity for Beachbody to continue growing. Okay. So why is that? Now, what is so fantastic about this company that in a saturated fitness market, we've continued to have success? Well, there are 4 major components. Unlike other companies, Beachbody gives you sort of a global perspective to fitness. So there's the fitness programs, which we've touched on. There's nutrition, which we're going to get into in just a second. There's peer support, which really is the heart of the coaching network. And then finally, there are rewards for being involved with, and Rob's going to talk to you a little bit more about that. So let's talk a little bit about nutrition. Beachbody has its hallmark nutritional product called Shakeology. And when people ask us what is Shakeology, we usually tell them it's our daily dose of dense superfood nutrition. That sounds absolutely ridiculous until you break it down into its component programs. So 1, it's daily. Just think about this. You have a meal every day that you don't have to think about, whether you choose to use it for breakfast or you choose to use it for dinner. You don't have to worry about, should I have a bagel or should I have oatmeal, right? Everyone's supposed to have oatmeal. Or can I have bacon and eggs and have no carbs? What is it that I'm supposed to be eating? Well, Shakeology gives you a meal every day that you know is going to be healthy, guaranteed, that you don't have to think about. You just add in whatever you're going to put into it, put in the Shakeology powder, stick it in a shaker bottle or a blender, and you're good to go. You have a meal that is going to feed your body appropriately every day. So it's your daily dose. So when we talk about dose, we talk about medicine, right? That's what we think about when we hear the word dose. Well, Shakeology is not medicine. But let me tell you this. I am constantly exposed in the hospital to all sorts of things, pathogens, bacteria, viruses, fungi, nasty stuff that, can easily make people ill. And, despite taking as proper precautions as I can, these things get on us and are likely to cause illnesses for us. And with Shakeology, I feel like I have this added measure of protection. There are things in it that provide immune support. And if there are times when I give away too much of my Shakeology to people who want to try it, and I don't have enough for myself, and I go 3 or 4 days without it, invariably I start getting a little under the weather. So Shakeology is sort of my secret weapon. And the way it does that is by providing dense superfoods from around the world. And this is the wall of Shakeology that's at Beachbody headquarters. And here you can see there's a whole bunch of superfoods that are source harvested from around the world. There's 70 ingredients. And I won't bore you with the names of things like ashwagandha and oh goodness, I can't even remember some of the other ones. Shishandra and shaga. That's what I was thinking of, which is a mushroom, which is an immune boosting mushroom. All the stuff is source harvested from around the world, very carefully selected, and put into Shakeology, and it really provides you an amazing dense superfood nutrition. It comes in some terrific flavors. There's the vegan flavors, which are in the white bags on the left, and chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and greenberry. I am absolutely partial to chocolate. I know Rob's a big fan of vanilla. My wife loves the cafe latte, which isn't even pictured here. That came out a couple of years ago and is absolutely delicious. We used to get that vegan strawberry on the left to our house every month. And that first day that cafe latte showed up, I never saw that vegan strawberry again. Poor vegan strawberry got the shaft. But the point is that there are flavors for everyone. And besides being a super healthful food and something that allows you to have your daily nutrition, it is something that that is absolutely delicious. It doesn't taste like a chalky, nasty, protein shake. This stuff tastes really good. So Beachbody then has something for everyone, whether it's a fitness program on DVD, whether it's the streaming digital access that Rob's going to tell you a little bit about, whether you need equipment for your workout programs, whether you're looking for a weight loss solution. We have things like a 3-day reboot, a 21-day ultimate reset, or you have your Shakeology, or you're looking for supplements to improve your sports performance. So the most exciting part for me recently has been the new line of supplements. Beachbody calls them the performance line. They're all NSF certified. And if you're wondering if they work, Beachbody just recently became the official supplement of Ironman triathlon. So for those of you who don't know, the Ironman is a 140.6 mile race. 140.6 miles. Basically is a 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bicycle ride, and then a full 26.2 mile marathon. And people who are really good triathletes finish in about 10 hours, and people who are average triathletes, if there is such a thing, finish in 12 to 14 hours. So you better believe that a company that sponsors that grueling of a race is going to have a supplement that is effective and backed by science. And Beachbody supplements were all created by an exercise physiologist from Harvard and have been vetted scientifically and definitely work. And again, if you can imagine a company like Ironman is not going to sign a supplement that is subpar. So these are all wonderful things, but the question you have to ask is, or you probably are asking is, well, does any of this stuff really work? I mean, do people actually have results? I mean, there's a lot of studies and all this kind of stuff, but show me some results. Well, these are real people who had real results using Beachbody product. And you can see there's all sorts of shapes and sizes here. People who had a lot of weight to lose, people who have a little bit of weight to lose, people who just needed to put on muscle and get ripped. Whatever your personal goals are, Beachbody has a program, and more importantly, has a coach that has gone through that journey and is going to be able to help you achieve the goals you're looking for. So that brings us to the heart of our conversation today, which is the peer support. What is a coach? What does a coach do? Just as importantly, what does a coach not do? And what can you do as a Beachbody coach as part of the business opportunity? So what is a coach? Well, a coach does not have to be someone who is a fitness or nutrition expert. Now, if you are already a fitness and nutrition expert, that's fantastic. Rob has a great fitness background. I do not. Yes, I'm a physician, but I had like 30 seconds of nutritional, guidance in medical school, and that was about, preventing, vitamin nutrition deficiencies in third world countries. I have very, very little, useful nutritional information. I didn't have any. In fact, people expected me to, and I didn't. I was further behind 8 ball than most people. But Beachbody, they have the nutrition and fitness experts. So my job is just to connect people with the fitness and nutrition experts at Beachbody. Do you already have to be at your fitness goal? Nope. I'm still not at my fitness goal. I'm still working every day to lose a few more pounds. What you don't have to already be, ripped and shredded. And in fact, if you are, people have a really tough time identifying with you. But if you're someone who shows up every day, does their workouts, and lets people see you do that, that's what people identify with. And do you have to be an experienced salesperson? Absolutely not. In fact, we don't want experienced people. What we do want is someone who is going to be willing to share how Beachbody has changed their lives with other people. Tell people your story. Like I'm telling you, hey, P90X or Power 90, boring as it was, really made a difference to me. The updated P90 made a big difference to my mom. Tell people the story of how Beachbody has affected you. Help them see that it can be a solution for them. That's all you have to do as a coach. Really, that's the end all and be all of it, is just sharing your story. You have to obviously have a story, so you have to be committed to being proof that the product works. You can't talk about Shakeology if you don't actually drink Shakeology. And most importantly, you have to be willing to improve and develop your mind. Personal development is what we call vital behaviors. We read fantastic books like The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Compound Effect, books that change your outlook on the world and your relationships and really improve all aspects of your life, not just your Beachbody business. All right, I'm going to stop there and turn us over to Rob. Let me just end my screen share here as soon as I figure out what that is. Okie dokie. All right, Rob.
Okay. See here. Presenter mode. Okay, and that was really a great synopsis of all the different things that Beachbody has that Rohan covered. And, really, and what he said really at the last part of it, what a coach is. Really, a coach is all about constantly improving yourself. And it's really something that really I never did. Before I started, really doing any of the programs, my first program was back in 2009 doing P90X. And like Rohan started off, the coaching network really got together because it was a great program. But the problem was that without the support and accountability that other coaches provided, a lot of people really didn't get through the program. And that's kind of where I found myself. My coach luckily called me after day one out of the blue and said, hey, I'm your coach. I can help you get through this program. And that's kind of really where it started for me. But throughout this entire journey, it's all about really constantly improving yourself. One of my favorite sayings and poster I have on my bathroom mirror is, I didn't wake up today to be mediocre. And I think really prior to this, I kind of woke up every day just trying to get through the day, not trying to improve myself or not really adding any value other than just getting through the day, getting through work, helping my kids and my family the best I could. So it's a very important aspect. Oh, we're going the wrong way here. Holy cow. I apologize.
It's the glory of live webinars, man. That's just what happens.
There we go. Okay. So we're going in the right direction now. So, after a couple rounds of P90X, I absolutely fell in love with everything that was going on. I fell in love with all the people that were involved in the business. And thus, I became a coach, not to work the business. I had a real good job, real good career. My wife had a real good career, and we had 3 kids that you can see pictured on the right. They're a lot smaller then. The youngest, I think at the time, was just under a year. And so I just did it for the discount. And did it for a number of years just for the discount and enjoyed the tax benefits that came along with owning a small business. But then, something magical happened is that, a lot of people, kept on asking me for questions, for advice, how to get in good shape. And so I started helping them. And again, I didn't start helping them out necessarily to make money. At the beginning, I more or less started out just helping them because that's what I wanted to do. So I really fell in love with fitness. I fell in love with helping people. I fell in love with actually trying to figure out why the Beachbody programs worked. I mean, I had tried getting into shape by myself all these years and trying to do, follow all the fad diets that you found in the magazines, and nothing ever worked. And if they worked for a month, they didn't work long term. And here I was doing the different workouts that Beachbody had and was consistently in great shape for not just, months, but for years. And now it's going on 7 years. And my weight hasn't fluctuated really more than 5 pounds one way or the other. I've added more lean muscle mass, more strength to my frame as I've gotten older. I'm 44 now and easily in the best shape of my life. So, as Rohan said, we're both very busy professionals, and you don't need to be a professional. There are a lot of stay-at-home moms and dads, nurses, teachers, that do Beachbody, military, fire, police. I mean, just about every walk of life. But it goes to show you can build a business in whatever time you have available to work. So that's kind of the beauty of this business, is that, whatever time you have, you can certainly make a phenomenal income doing so. And so that's kind of where both of us are. I'm addicted to Body Beast. I also love, the HIIT workouts that we have, Max 30, T25, Insanity, to name a few. I'm also, being a former golf professional and an avid golfer, addicted to PiYo, which is essentially a Pilates yoga blend, which really builds your core strength as well as flexibility. So those are my man. I am temperamental here on the switch. So those are my two. I apologize. Try to get back. There we go. Okay. So the benefits of being a coach, you get to, as I said, you get to set your own work hours. You get to focus on part-time and full-time, whatever you want to do. If you want to make this a huge business, you absolutely can do that. If you have a good career and, you have a family and you say, you know what, I want to build this slowly and consistently over a period of time, you could do that too. Really the goal, I am so passionate about helping other people. I love doing it myself, that I think you need to have a passion for it. I think anything that you do that you're going to do well, there has to be an excitement, there has to be a passion, there has to be a willingness to share with others. And that's what this business is. This business isn't about selling. A lot of people think, okay, well, I receive commissions on the products that are sold, and that's true. But really, the way I look at it is you're using the programs and the nutrition just like I, as a trainer, would use a gym in a nutritional plan to help my clients get the results. And that's exactly the same thing you'd be doing with Beachbody, is that you're helping clients essentially get results via the programs. And the beauty of it is that you don't need a certification, whether it be nutrition or through training. All you need is essentially the ability to share with others, because Beachbody's already done all the science. They've already done all the nutritional components. They've already done all the training. They've already done all the test groups with their programs. And all you do is you support them through their journey. And there's nothing better than that, because through all the certifications I have, whether it be nutrition or training, the number one reason why people fail, 70% fail on their nutritional or their fitness journey, is because they have a lack of support. A lack of support either at home or a lack of support at work. There's nobody really there to keep them both accountable and supportive when they go through tough times. And that's really where we come in. Okay. Holy cow. Just doesn't want to cooperate tonight. I'm quick on the trigger finger. Okay, so what you receive as a coach really is a multitude of things. You receive three preloaded websites specific to you, which means that they go back to your direct deposit account. The beauty of this is that you don't need to know anything about how to build websites. I think that's one of the biggest components that people fear, is that, I need to have a technology background. Absolutely not. I'm probably the most, as you can see, the most technologically inept person on the history of the planet. And the fact that I'm able to somehow run a webinar, although the slides are moving a little too fast for its own good, you can build this business irregardless. And so you get 3 preloaded websites. You get a specific app that can run up to 10 groups of 250 people at a time. that's pictured on the right side. So you can essentially host these challenge groups from anywhere and everywhere, which is pretty amazing. You get an online office that monitors all your clients, all your orders, all your commissions, all your bonuses, offers products, product training, business seminars, personal development. We have national wake-up calls every single Monday. And the list just keeps on going on and on and on. You are not left alone when it comes to this business. In fact, not only do you get all the training that comes on your personal office online, but you also get a mentor and the coach that signs you up. So, if you signed up as a coach for whether it be Rohan or myself, we mentor you every step of the way. And not only is it us, but it's other members on the team. And so not only do you get whoever signs you up as a coach, but you get numerous other people that can help you throughout your journey. So it's pretty amazing of how you can go and develop as a person. The amount of people that I've met over the years that are truly amazing is absolutely astounding. So, okay, well, all that sounds good, but really, what do you get out of this? Because after all, this is a business. And so there has to be a payoff at the end of it. I mean, there's certainly an intrinsic value as far as helping other people, but really, what's the dollar amount? So as a Beachbody coach, you make commissions on anything that's sold off of your website to the tune of 25%. And really the beauty of this is that the majority of all the fitness products are reoccurring, meaning that it's not necessarily a one-time fee. So if somebody buys creatine or they buy a supplement that they use before their workout or after their workout in the performance line, if they buy Shakeology, that's a reoccurring. More than likely, they're going to get it on a month in and month out basis. Before Beachbody, even when I was attempting to, work out on my own, I bought protein powder on my own. It was something that I did every single month. It's not something that I considered an added cost. It was a cost in order to get in shape. And so Beachbody is very similar to that. And the products are absolutely phenomenal. And so once you show somebody the product once, you don't have to keep on promoting it month after month after month. If they keep on buying it, great, you receive the commission nonetheless. And if they don't want to buy it, that's fine too. So ultimately our goal is to help people with whatever their needs are. Some months it might be that they need Shakeology. Another month it might be they need the refresh. Another month it might be that they are working on adding muscle mass and they might want to try creatine. So whatever the goal is, that's how you help them, and you make a commission on that. So you also get bonuses for building your team. As I stated, this is a business, and the beauty of the network is that not only do you help your clients get results, but you help those others in the business get results. So this business wouldn't be any good if I signed up a coach and I didn't mentor them, that there was no benefit to me to help them be as good as they can be. So the beauty of this is that if I sign up a coach, I want them to be more successful than I am, because in a very small way that benefits me as well, and it benefits every other team member to do so. And so my success and your success, go hand in hand. And that's kind of the great part about the business. And so you also can win plenty of trips, recognition. I met Rohan at Summit, which was in Nashville this year. Next year it's New Orleans. Absolutely amazing. And so you get all that. Learning, personal development, as Rohan stated earlier, mentally strong, spiritually strong, emotionally strong. It is pretty amazing that when you tie in the physicality and health into personal development, how much better of a human being you end up being, not only for the business, but life in general. Perhaps my favorite page, the statement of earnings. And I say that because just like, a gym membership, if you never show up to the gym, you're never going to get any results. And in this business, if you don't show up to the business and help people, you're not going to make anything. And so this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not sign up and you're going to make $1 million. This is a real business. And like any real business, you have to put the time and the effort and the dedication in order to see the payoff. I've done it. Rohan's done it. There are countless thousands of others in the business that have done it as well. And so that's what this page reflects, is that the coaches that put the time and the effort in, that show up on the webinars, that show up in the meetings, that show up on the calls that we have daily, in order to help you be the best that you can be, those are the people that are going to earn the big money that you see on the high earning side. The people that are on the low earning side, those people are the people that don't show up. And just like the gym, is that we all know those people that go to the gym, they have that nice little Planet Fitness keychain, and God knows if they even know where the Planet Fitness is that they belong to. And so that's where this business is that if you show up on a daily basis and you do what we recommend and you're very coachable, you're going to earn towards the higher end of it if you put the time and effort into it. If you don't, you're not going to earn it. So I love this page because that accurately reflects exactly what people put into it. And so everybody's skills are a little bit different. For instance, I, being an older adult, didn't really grow up. My first computer was, I think, when I was 14 years of age. My first cell phone probably was in my 20s. So I didn't grow up with the technology. I was very late to social media. And so my skill set that didn't lend itself well to, say, those who might be a little bit younger or have a much better appreciation for computers or more of an experience. And so it took me a little bit longer to get going. The great part is I've still been wildly successful in doing what I've done. Maybe it's just taken me a little bit longer. Other people have different skills. Some people may be more outgoing. Some people may have initially a larger network to draw from. When I first became a coach, I think I had 120 friends. I think this morning I am up against 4,500 friends on Facebook and countless more on Instagram. Still trying to figure Snapchat out, but I'll get there. And so depending upon everybody's skill set, diligence, effort, dedication, want, we're going to each receive the results are a little bit differently and a little bit faster, depending upon all that. Okay, so what you, let's see here. Okay, so what you receive. We talked about the outstanding support in the Coach Online office. You get all the training tools, the business quick start, the coach basics, the coach training, the marketing. In fact, Rohan and myself are just finishing up a coach basics that, are pretty much all video related and link related, so you can do it in your own time. That's going to be up and running. Communication, there's constant breaking news as far as up-to-date info. In fact, the latest breaking news today was Beachbody is partnering with Apple and Android on new web technologies on the phone. So you're talking about these billion-dollar companies providing you the latest and greatest products. And I'll kind of go back because I think I skipped it. One of the latest things that Beachbody is providing right now is live streaming of workouts. And what does that mean? Well, essentially, Beachbody has a website. It's called Beachbody On Demand. I think Netflix for workouts. So over $4,000 worth of workouts that stream directly to a site where you can essentially call up those workouts depending upon your goals. It has all the nutritional plans. It has the walkthrough, the breakdown. It has the streaming video that you can get anywhere, whether it be on your phone, your laptop. You can get it if you're on business, in your home, wherever, anywhere. You could go out, do workouts in the park. It's exceptional. And again, the beauty of this is that the technology keeps on improving. They keep on adding to it. They've recently added some reality shows. The latest is the 20s, which is a reality show for trainers in their 20s, where they just crowned the new trainer signed by Beachbody, as well as the Fixate cooking show. So all kinds of amazing things that are going on with Beachbody that just constantly are getting better and better. Coach Monthly newsletter, constant Coach FAQs where you can constantly get updates as far as any questions that you have. Social media, they're on every single one of them and constantly update, so that way you have all the latest information going. What to expect from our team. We mentioned the mentorship, which to me is about as great a thing as you could possibly have. I've been in a lot of different businesses, and let me tell you, nobody wants to share when they're successful, right? Because they're afraid that you're going to take that and run with it. In this business, everybody wants to share when they're successful. So when we were in Nashville, I sat down with a coach who was $1 million coach, and he couldn't stop sharing with what made him successful. He was excited about it. He wanted to share with that. There is no other walk in life that anybody will ever do that with you. They will keep it guarded like a $1 million secret. They don't want to tell you at all. In this business, everybody wants to share because they all want you to be successful. You provide free training. There's no paid training. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. Regular team meetings online. In fact, right after we get off this webinar, we have a team call. Quarterly meetings in person if you desire. Leadership training. Crazy amount of support and numerous recognition every single week. So what are the options? Are you ready to join the team as a coach or as a customer? And either way, that's fine. We have challenge groups all the time that are designed to provide the support, the accountability, advice, motivation, inspiration, and community that you really need in order to get the results that are best for you. And when you join as a coach, you can do so in a number of different ways. Probably the best and the most cost-effective way is to do so with the Challenge Pack. This gets you the fitness program of choice, a month worth of Shakeology, Home Direct, or performance supplements, and a free month of Beachbody on demand. So you can live stream all those different workouts to really see what all the workouts have. And this is important, especially if you're not familiar with the Beachbody products. Mainly because, as Rohan said earlier, we're not about sales. This isn't about sales. And especially if you've never used the programs, there's no way you could ever recommend them to anybody else. So this is truly about being a product of the product, helping other people with areas that they have issues with by being able to recommend the products. And that's what this is all about. So option number 2, you can sign up with as a coach with Shakeology, Home Direct, plus a $40 fee. But in all honesty, it's the same exact cost in most cases as the Challenge Pack. So it doesn't make a tremendous amount of sense because you don't get the program with that. And then the third way would be just a fitness program and the $40 fee, in which case that works as well. Like I said, I think in order to really recommend and help people, you need to experience it firsthand for yourself, whatever way that may be. So as a coach, there is a $15.95 monthly cover fee. And what that does is that covers all 3 websites as far as your hosting fee. Now, in a business that I have that doesn't have any type of shopping cart, all it is pretty much a fan page wall. Cost me about $125 to run. I can't really update it at all. And it really doesn't provide any information, and it doesn't host any videos. Now, that's something that I have to pay for a separate business all on my own, where Beachbody provides $15.95, 3 websites, an app. Everything is pre-done for you. It provides you a coach online office. It warehouses all your products. So you don't inventory any products. You don't take any orders. All you do is you just point people towards your website, and they order direct off of a secure server, direct from the company directly. Technical support, marketing, communications. You don't call anybody. They call direct customer support. We have 365-day customer support, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You don't touch any of that. It's pretty exceptional. So there's no outlay of inventory that you have to get. So you get all that great stuff as a coach, or you can join as a customer. You can join as a customer with that same Challenge Pack. Now, as a customer, you can join as a customer initially, and then down the road say, you know what? I want to become a coach, and that fee is waived. That $39.95 fee is waived, so you can go back retroactively and get that fee back. So that's also another option for you to go. And then you could also get Shakeology Home Direct Only, or just a fitness program, or 2,000 other different products that Beachbody has on their website to become a customer. So there are multiple different ways that you can become a customer. So in the next 24 hours, the person who invited you will follow up and ask, what did you like best about the presentation, aside from the slides going out of order? Will Beachbody be a good fit for you? In all honesty, some people, it may not be a good fit. Some people, may say, you know what, I'm not really sold into this fitness thing. I don't really like talking to people. I'm not much into helping other people. And if honestly that's you, you got to be honest with yourself. Maybe it's just you get a program just to start your own journey and go from there. Maybe the business at this point isn't perfect for you. And I think that's really the great thing about the business is that, look, we'll be honest, it doesn't do myself or Rohan any good to get people involved in the business that aren't looking to really improve both themselves and help other people. It just doesn't. The goal is not to sign people up. The goal is to help people. So which option appeals to you the most? A coach, customer? I think that's something that you need to decide. I will say that a lot of people instantly say, you know what, I'm not a finished product. I'm not cut. I don't have a lot of muscles. I'm going to be a customer. I will tell you, it's harder for me now to relate to people, or they think it's harder for me to relate to people who are overweight or out of shape, because they look at me and say, wow, you're fit. You're a trainer. You know what you're doing. Yeah, but I was once at that point where I was 65 pounds overweight. I was once that person that refused to take his shirt off at the beach. I was once that person that refused to go to the beach so that I wouldn't be put in a situation like that. So I think depending upon whatever level you're at, you can help people, because people are attracted to people that go through that struggle, go through that journey themselves. It's a lot harder when you're a finished product to attract people than you may think. So what can becoming a coach do for me? One of the great byproducts of me, in all honesty, was not only did it help me as a person feel better about myself from a self-confidence standpoint, but as I went through this point, right, I have a family. I have at the time, three young kids. They've grown up, gotten a lot bigger now, and a wife. None of them were into health and fitness. I used to think being healthy was Diet Coke and some low-fat cereal. Needless to say, I was 100% incorrect. But as I learned more, as I became more active in the fitness, and as I went through the programs, a funny thing happened. My wife became involved. My kids started watching what they eat. My kids started asking me if they could exercise with me. My oldest started doing Body Beast, without me saying anything. We don't have any soda in the house. We don't have any juice in the house. We don't have any Doritos in the house. There used to be Oreos all over the place. So they're all mindful of getting exercise, of eating better. So ultimately, at the beginning of the day, I was doing it to help me. But in reality, I changed the lives of 4 other people in my household. And they're going to essentially go on to live healthier lives, and they're going to pass it to their kids and to their families, and so on and so forth. So not only did I change my life, but I changed an entire family's life. And so really that's my goal when I go out and I help a mom or a dad or an uncle or an aunt. I'm thinking, not only can I help them, but how many other people am I affecting indirectly that are going to help change their life? So that's the great part about Beachbody. So I would say if you have any questions, you can contact Rohan at teamfindyourfocus@gmail.com, or you can contact me at countryclubfitnessgm@gmail.com, or message me via Facebook. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. I thank you very much for joining us tonight.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks so much.